Hey there, it's Jeremy with the Level Designer, and this is going to be my next video in the Blocktober series. As you can see, for those who don't know what Blocktober is, each week in the month of October, once I bring this back up again, each week in the month of October, I'm going to be working on a new level design project. Last week, we spent time in Unity making an open world design uh, level, kind of featuring Viking zombies. And then this week, we're working on Unreal. With Unreal, and we're working on a first-person shooter multiplayer map with the theme of trick-or-treating. So that's kind of what we have right here. Um, I did kind of have to go back and make a few adjustments because for some reason my project didn't fully save. So yeah, I had to go back and just make sure that all of that kind of was redone. Luckily, I had a short video yesterday because I just wasn't really feeling too great. I'm feeling a little bit more better now, so I think I should be able to make a longer video. But I am kind of recording a bit late because I had some family stuff to attend to when I got off of work. So this is going to probably appear on LinkedIn a little bit late tonight, but I am sticking with it, and I hope to have it up as soon as possible. But kind of to get started with the video here, um, we have this level, and yesterday I kind of worked on the outline for the rest of the map, and if we just play it, um, you can kind of tell that there's a lot of empty space, and the thing with empty space is it's not really. I don't know. We wanna add things into the game, right? So we don't necessarily want to have all of this open space. And you could also kind of make the argument that the map is a bit big as well. So there's a few things that we can kind of do to alleviate this. So what we could do to make the map smaller is we could really, I think first maybe get rid of some of these houses on the side. So um, maybe get rid of these houses, these houses, these houses. Now if we delete that, delete that. I think what we'll have is we'll have enough room to really squeeze kind of some things together and make things just a little bit more kind of closer together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of some of these backyard fences and whatnot. And this might change our plans a little bit. If I can select some stuff. Because I just feel like the level's a bit big. So what we could do is we could really just move these closer together. So what this could do is create some smaller space for us to work with. And I don't know why this this is it was just these, yeah. And this I might group together. Group this whole mailbox together. That way, you know, we can kind of move everything together like that. And I don't have to worry so much about doing a bunch. So grouping different shapes together is a good way of kind of maintaining shapes, especially shapes that you have made with the geometry. So we kind of have that going. Again, we'll want to take care of these as well. So let's get rid of like these fences right here. Oh, actually, I might not want to delete that fence. There we go. Oh, I might just want to delete that. But we will want to delete that, 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 and that. Again, we can move these down, make these kind of appear. And all we really have to do is just take all these different shapes. So that right there, I believe these two, I don't think that's a part of it. So we probably need to go from here, yeah. Well, not there, because these are going to be the 4 shapes there, and then we go 4 because we duplicated the barriers for the other side. There we go. So we're going to hit, instead of shift, we're going to hit control, and we're just going to select all of these buildings here, and we're just going to slide these in. And we could keep, you know, we could keep the roads and stuff as is. That's fine. And again, we can select what? I have no idea what's going on. So you can select these 4 and then select these buildings and then move these up. So now what we have is we have a much more manageable space in our level. So now if we play, I feel like these areas are much more manageable to play around with. So I think, yeah, I think this is really good. It's much more smaller, and I really think that the size is really good here. So with that in mind, you know, we can kind of keep it like this. But if we go back to our plans here, what we did was we basically removed some stuff. So if we take a look at the houses here, we really have just 4 of these houses on either side, and then we have some houses here. So really, if we got rid of all of these on the side here, those are kind of centered. These may be a little bit uncentered. Maybe. Alright, I don't think we want to... . 'Cause, Just kind of more center them, I guess. But they are kind of centered a bit. So in this draw, on this draw layer, let's keep things like this for now. But for this draw layer, oh, let's get rid of that. I just want to erase all of the things that I know we won't need. So I'm just going to get rid of all of these. I'm going to get rid of these. And even though, you know, we're not using a lot of the, even though we're not using a lot of the old geometry that we kind of set up as far as like these backyards and whatnot, as you can see, this is not really symmetrical in the sense of, you know, there's two backyards open back there, and there is only one just kind of open right there. And then, as you can tell, all of these need to go over. So I'm just gonna kind of select the shapes, just kind of more line them up, and just kind of, you know, go from there. I'm gonna size this circle down. Well, I thought I was going to. There we go. So what I want to do is I want to place some of these respawns and stuff around the map. So what we have here is we have an elementary school, we have a police station, we have a grocery store, and then we have a post office. So what I'm gonna do is, especially for like stuff like the elementary school and the grocery store, I think that these buildings are way too high. So I mean, what I can do is just kind of shrink them down, kind of the same height of maybe one of these houses, just so it kind of looks the same. And that could be, you know, the height of the elementary school, let's say. But I don't want to have this side just be the smaller buildings, and then these be the taller buildings. So again, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to really just shorten this down. And just move it down and kind of meet the the kind of the height, so it's, you know, not as tall. But like this could still be the police station. I think the police station would be just fine having like 2 stories. Maybe it's a giant police station. It has a giant, you know, police force. And the other one could be the post office. So on the plans, you know, you could really just switch 2 of these around. So maybe that's the grocery store, and then that's the post office. So then the kids would respectfully start at the elementary school and the grocery store. So with the blue team, they're going to start at the elementary school. So if we go over here, what we could do is we can put in a cylinder here, and just we could really size this up, just kind of make a very just skinny indication of where the spawn for this team is. And what you could do as well is you could create a material or we'll attempt to create a material. We could call it blue spawn. Um, and kind of for materials, and I think I kind of went into materials in Unity last week, or maybe in some of the previous videos, but materials kind of work kind of the same way as in Unity. So, if you just want to have like a plain color, all you really need to do is just go and click on the material, and if you hover over base color, you can actually click and drag. And I'm just gonna look for color and just see what pops up. Don't know if there's gonna be anything here, but there's vertex color, which it's right now white. Hold on. I'm going to do a quick research thing here, and if I can't figure it out, then I'll just hold off on it until maybe next video, but I really don't want to. Shouldn't be too hard, though. Okay, that doesn't help me. It's in constant 3 vector. So if we do base color, constant 3 vector, blue, save. I think I did it. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, if you want to do, I'll show you that again. If you want to make a color, you just drag off to the base color and you search for constant 3 vector, and that's gonna create a color vector, and then you just hit save. So what we could actually do is you could just actually drop a color on here. So that could be our blue spawn for the blue team. And then if we want to copy and paste that, we could just slide that to the other side here. And then we could just duplicate this, call it yellow spawn for the yellow team. That's indicated on our map, and we could open this up, and we just pick a new color, yellow. Hit OK, save, and we can just let's click F to focus in, and then we just drag that on the top. I thought I could. Maybe we could select it from here. There we go. So yeah, we have our spawn points. And what we could do too is we could take our first person character object here, and then kind of just by default, we can put them on either the blue or the yellow spawn. So we'll just put them on the blue for now, and that way every time we play, we'll just kind of spawn on this side of the map. So we have our spawn points, and that's great, but one of the biggest mechanics that is going to make this game different is kind of the reloading mechanics. Is something that it's going to be different. This game is going to kind of implement a trick-or-treating kind of thing. So we really want to kind of think about something like that. So we want to and we don't have a mechanic like this programmed right now, but um, let's say hypothetically, we're building this level out, and we have a boss or a programmer or somebody who says, or it's probably just gonna be a game designer. If we're a level designer, we have a game designer say, hey, we're gonna have this mechanic where if you're a kid, you're gonna have a set uh, ammo count for your candy, and when you're out of candy, you're going to not be able to shoot anymore. And, do the whole, in a script, you have a certain amount of ammo count, and then once you deplete, you can't shoot. So we need a plan for a mechanic where the game designer says, you trick or treat to receive more ammo. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. You can make it elaborate, but especially for a shooter, you really want to be careful with a mechanic like this because you do not want to have, like a giant cutscene. You don't want to have you don't want to like take control away from the player, especially during a first-person shooter, like multiplayer match. That is not gonna be okay. Maybe if this was a single-player narrative shooter, like a Call of Duty type campaign game, maybe you could do this. But I would highly not recommend, this whatsoever. So they say, hey, we're going to have a mechanic where you can just run up to houses during set periods of time during the match, and they're going to be select houses. So we need you to figure out where these houses are going to be. So that's fine. That's fantastic. So we need to basically pick out what houses can be picked during certain amount of times in the map. We need to figure out which houses can be dinged. We could pick all of the houses. We could have all of the houses, and then at like a certain time it can like go ding, like have like a notification. So like in my head when I think about this mechanic, there's not really a way that we can I don't have a way that we can like program this, but say you're playing the match and you're shooting kids with candy and whatnot. So in my head, a mechanic like this would be you run out of candy, and then maybe every 15 or 30 seconds, and it doesn't have to be loud. It could be a very slight, just maybe like pop-up notification that appears on the very top corner of one of the screens, or it could just be a small little chime, and then it just has like a little graphic kind of just pop up. But I was just thinking of like maybe like a ding ding bell sound, like ding dong, and then just have like a graphic that says like, oh, trick or treat time or something like that. And then what this is going to look like is in the map, some two houses are going to glow, and they're going to glow, and they're going to be places where you can run up, and you'll be able just to probably press like a interact button kind of at the front door, and you could trick or treat. And maybe this goes on for maybe a few seconds. Maybe it just stays on for 15 to 20 seconds, and you just have a very short time period to get that candy, right? So this could create kind of an interesting dynamic where there's points in the game that two different players might kind of come in close contact. It could be your teammates, or it could be it could be the enemy team, and you both are trying to get ammo. And once you get that ammo, you're going to be in close combat, and you'll kind of have to work around that dynamic. And of course, it you can't really test this right now because it's just us playing this game. But if we were really building this map and having like a multiplayer thing, this would be a main mechanic that I would test pretty early on. Um, but for right now, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna select actually four houses. I'm gonna select four houses that are gonna ding, and what I'm gonna do actually is I'm gonna duplicate. I'm gonna say purple ammo, and I'm gonna change this to purple. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to call this orange ammo. Make this an orange color. So kind of the thing that we're trying to do is we're trying to color code different gameplay aspects to the level. So say this house will get the first round of ammunition, and then we'll want to pick a house on this side. So maybe this house can have the second one. So when the match starts, you'll have 30 seconds to or not even 30 seconds. I think that's too short. Let's say at the beginning of the match you have 2 to 3 minutes to shoot people and to kind of congregate and kind of plan out your attack strategy. And then after 3 minutes in a match, or I think 2 minutes would probably be fair. But after 2 minutes in the match, you can kind of it'll ding like ding, and like these two houses will then glow up. Like maybe there's a pillar of light in the sky that's easy for you to see from anywhere in the map, and you can quickly see that, and you can kind of run over. So this is something that we should probably time. So I'm gonna have a timer, or I'm gonna attempt this. I don't even know if this is gonna like work. I don't even know. Oof. So we have a timer here, and I might just try to move things around. I'm doing this in a very haphazard way, but I'm gonna try to make this work. So there's the timer. I'm gonna put the timer kind of above, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit play, but I'm gonna hit this timer. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play the game, and we're gonna kind of act like we're shooting things for 2 minutes. I will keep my eye on that clock, and then at 1 minute, we're going to ding the house, and we're gonna try to get to the nearest one. And this is where level design and play testing kind of come hand in hand. We want to make sure that especially if we're really playing this out, we want to set a time and then have the timer, and then you want to make sure that you can play and stuff, and then you want to give everybody the opportunity to get to something like this, but you don't want to make it too incredibly difficult, but you do want to kind of make it a challenge and something to kind of be aware about. And kind of the good thing with at least limiting these houses is, and this doesn't have to follow a particular pattern. We could have the two houses that are purple now be second, and we could have the orange houses that we're going to color next be first. So it could be either orange goes first or purple, and then you could have two more colors that maybe those are the two next kind of waves after this. So what we're going to do is we're going to just hit the timer, and then we're going to try to go right into the game, and we're going to just try to kind of walk around, act like we're kind of playing a bit, and just kind of navigate somewhere on the level. And then we have a minute remaining to go to the house. So let's try this and just see what happens. So I'm going to play. So right now I'm kind of... and we want to kind of simulate. So the spawn times are going to be... are going to allow the teammates to kind of meet in the middle. Because you'd probably have to meet in the middle for sure. So when the hand reaches a minute, we want to make sure that we can go to a house. So kind of the strategy, the kind of the theory that I'm trying to kind of put in test, or something that I would test with a bunch of people is, if we're here, once it gets to a minute, the closest house is going to be kind of close to their spawn. So, you might have a lot more enemies around you if you're this back far. And we have under a minute left. So, you could book it to that, but it'd be very, very dangerous. So I think what you'd want to do is kind of go back here. And we're not going to go directly to the house right now. Maybe we can go into here. I have like these crates that we could jump on, and might be trial and error, but this is part of the game. Just boo 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 and just shoot and stuff. So I have 20 seconds. So let's say, we're really running low on ammo right now. And maybe we want to go back here, and we're not like really paying attention to the timer, we are right now. We're just kind of hitting things. So ding 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 ding, trick or treat time or something like that. So if we're running low on ammo, we have a minute to go into this house. And of course, I get stuck. That's the importance of playtesting your levels, guys. You get stuck on certain ridges and whatnot. So right here we have 30 minutes. Maybe we have to like kill some guys, kill a guy, and then ding! You get the ammo, and there's 20 seconds left. And again, this is just one playtest, but I feel like this kind of gives you kind of an idea time-wise of navigating through the level and really doing your due diligence to make sure that things are good. So that was our first time test. We could do the same thing over again, and what we could do is we could take 3 minutes and we can turn it down to 2 minutes. So let's try that. So I'm gonna hit play just so I'm on this spawn. So I'm gonna hit this. Okay, so we have 2 minutes to play. So let's kind of do the same thing where, and we're gonna have to put some, obstacles out in the front here. But we want to get a good sense of, where everything's gonna be. So Maybe there's some enemies that have cut across here. So, and they're in like the front of this, I want to say post office it was. So, we can shoot and hit. So we want to go all the way out here. And we want to try to get rid of some of these guys. And, we can kind of act like we're not really paying attention a lot. Maybe we're just kind of just doing our own thing, trying to kill somebody. And then, we're running low on ammo now. Ding, 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 trick or treat time. And that house is up, and then that house is up. Again, for the enemy team, they're kind of at a disadvantage here because this is going to be the closest house. So you want to make sure that there's enough time, and maybe while everybody's running back to the spawn point, people are trying to kill each other. And they're all kind of going to this one place to get more ammo. But yeah, I mean, you kind of make it with 20 seconds, and maybe you're trying to get here before the enemy team. Maybe there's someone who's already gotten, and you just have to shoot them real fast. So I don't think that the time is necessarily unreasonable. I would actually put it to maybe having every 3 minutes, and then the closer to the end of the game there is, maybe turning that down to 2 minutes. Was that? No, honestly, I had 2 minutes on there, so yeah. I don't know, but that's kind of just some play testing. Again, for multiplayer maps specifically, you'd want to build out this mechanic and actually make it function, and then you would want to, have a full-sized game going, and you'd want to test these things out with the group. But I think this is just kind of a good example of how you can kind of plan out mechanics in a multiplayer map like this. And of course, like, that one kind of cycle of the time wouldn't be the only thing. Wouldn't be the only time that happens. So you might have players that are pretty conservative with their ammo. Or you might have ones who just, shoot and ask questions later. And you don't necessarily have to just have this be the only way to get ammo. You could have people on the enemy team drop a little bit of ammo here and there. Maybe it's not as much as if you actually went to a trick-or-treating house. But let's say you go to the trick-or-treating house, and let's say the max pieces of candy you can have at one time is like 100 pieces of candy, and then at the house, you get 50 pieces of candy. But every time you kill an enemy, you get 10 or 5 pieces of candy. So, the more enemies that you kill, the more easier that it will be to kind of, pick up candy and stuff. But, getting to those trick-or-treating houses and stocking up on candy is very paramount to kind of the gameplay of it. So let's pick 2 more houses for like the second wave, or the second kind of possibility that there could be. So right now we could have that house be the second wave, and then maybe have this house. So again, I think that these are kind of spread out a bit in a way where, just randomly 2 houses are picked, and during that time, it's like lit up. Maybe there's a Halloween decoration, or better yet, like their front porch, lights up, and they look like they're home because you only want to trick or treat at houses that have their front porch light on. Yeah, practice safe trick or treating, kids. But yeah, it's stuff like that. It's important to think about, especially in a game like this. So yeah, we kind of have that going for us right now, and I think that's really cool. Um, I think the last thing that I want to do before ending this video is I do want to kind of plan out kind of the backyard situation. So on our map we have two right here, and then we have one right here, and that's fine. Um, but I do want to have two on the bottom, and then yeah. So I think instead of having, I think I'm going to keep this the same. So what I'm actually going to do is in Unity, I'm going to have these, whoa. I'm going to have these kind of open. I'll select this. I'll bring that inside of there. And then what this is going to have is, I'm going to bring in a subtractive box, because we can definitely do that. And we're just going to, whoa, there we go. We're just going to edit this, so we're going to make this kind of bigger. Of course, don't be scared to change your camera speed if you want to have a kind of a finer tuning of things. Yeah, I think that's what it is. So we have like a hole in the fence here. So if we turn our camera speed back up again, we could have go back, and we have this kind of interesting area where you can go kind of in and out of these houses and go into the backyards. And we can go and walk through these areas and just make sure that, you know, the sizing of them feels right. We haven't walked into one of these backyards before, so we kind of have like a little side gate there that we can go into. And then we have this house, which you can't leave through here. And, you know, you could have, you know, swing sets, pools, you could have anything in these areas. And maybe cut through here, and you know, the only way out is back through here. So you could have, you know, that going, and that's pretty good size. You know, you can kind of go through there quickly. And maybe we could add in some kind of just some kind of defenses in front of these houses. We could do a whole bunch of stuff. So we have that going. So on this side, what I have in kind of the map plan is I just have one right now, but I don't really want that. What I want to do is I'm thinking about opening up these two right here. So this house, you could just kind of slide this that way, and then slide this that way, and you can get into that backyard. And then this one, you can slide into. We can actually slide this in, and this you could just slide it in like that and then open that up. So I have a few of the backyards we can go into, and again, it's different in a way that it makes things kind of interesting, and they're not all the same. So yeah, I think that is something that is really going to work with us. But I think with that in mind, I think we have a kind of a good we have some good going here. We have a few of the mechanics planned out. We have spawn points, and we really reduced the size of the map, which I really think really enhances it. I think it was just way too big, and we needed to really size it down, and it kind of makes the map where it's more kind of less like this, where it's elongated this way, and I think we've kind of turned it sideways where it's kind of more like this, where um, kind of the horizon line, landscape horizon line is going through, actually through the roads, not with the roads. And I think that could actually change how we place other props and objects in the future. So I think that's something that will only benefit us. And yeah, I'm actually really happy with how this is looking. So with that in mind, I'm gonna end the episode. And if you guys like this content, feel free to subscribe to be updated with when I put out new videos, which for this month is going to be a lot. And then if you have any questions or concerns, I really do hope that you guys can leave feedback or ask any questions, and I'll try to you know reply as best as I can with that feedback. But anyway, with that in mind, I want to thank everybody for taking the time to watch these videos. I really am enjoying making level design content. This is something I'm very passionate about. And for all of those people that are, finding me through LinkedIn, I really appreciate you just taking the time to watch my content. And I hope you guys get something out of it, especially if you're in the industry and you've been doing this for quite some time. I hope you can kind of appreciate what I'm doing. A lot of this is just me taking the time to kind of learn this stuff myself with other people. And I don't want to say that this is kind of beginner centric. I want to try to attract many level designers that are currently working in the industry. I think you guys could, really not only um, I hope you guys could learn something from me. But you probably, this is probably, just another day at work for a lot of you folks. But, it'd be really nice to, maybe get in contact with people and, if there's anything that I could help with, or if there's something that, especially if there's something that I'm not getting right, or if there's something that, I'm just, if something's just over my head. Again, I really want to use this channel to try to learn more myself. So, yeah, I really encourage, if you're in the game industry as a level designer, and if you're watching this and you're saying to yourself, like, this guy has no idea what he's talking about. Please, I'd love to have a conversation and try to learn and just make this content better. Because again, there's not much level design content out there, and I know that there's many of you in the industry who knows that. So I just want to create content and try to not only help people that are already in the industry, but I think it's very important to motivate those other people who might not have learned about level design, or might think that it's one thing but it's entirely different, and they kind of grow accustomed to it. So again, I'm just trying to create a community around it, and just try to be better at this, because yeah, there's times where I'm kind of like, I feel like I don't know what I'm doing, and I won't lie, I deal with the imposter syndrome sometimes, and um, I think this is kind of a good way to kind of get over that. Uh, so I think I'm just trying to make as real content as possible. I'm trying not to sugarcoat things. I really just want to make raw level design content, especially from the vantage point of someone who really hasn't really done it professionally for hardly ever. So yeah, I really would, appreciate any sort of feedback. You know, I'm kind of rambling right now at the end of my video, and I apologize, but yeah, I just wanted to kind of, you know, go more in depth with my plans with doing all this, and I just want people to know that I'm doing this for the right reasons, and I'm very passionate about this type of work, and I hope that kind of shows in the content that I'm making. But yeah, I appreciate everybody watching my content, and I hope everybody has a great day. And I will see you tomorrow with the next video. So I hope you guys have a good one, and I'll see you later.